lower tax rate than his secretary. An outrage he has asked us to fix.
According to a CBS News poll out earlier this month, most Americans think millionaires should pay more. This may be why. In 1980, the top 1% of earners in this country made 10% of total income. By 2007, they made nearly 24%.
When you see this picture where most Americans, let me repeat, most Americans are worse off today than they were more than a decade ago, there's only one group that is better off, and that's the people at the top.
Columbia University professor Joseph Stiglitz won the Nobel Prize for Economics in 2001.
And that is the only place that you can get, in a sense, in a fair way, money.
You'd expect Stiglitz to say that. He's a Democrat. He worked in the Clinton administration.
Underlying the political debate is this ongoing shift for about 35 years in the distribution of income in the United States, so that the people who have done the best are the people at the very top.
Saying practically the same thing, Michael Gratz, a professor of tax law at Columbia. He's advised to Republican presidents.
We're now talking about people who are earning $1 million or more a year. And the idea that, raising the tax rate from 35% to 40.5% would be such a lightning rod politically somewhat seems preposterous to me.
Because?
Well, because it's not going to affect the economy. It is obviously appropriate for people who have that much money to contribute more to the financial problems that we're all facing.
Surprised? Listen to this.
And that's why this plan eliminates tax loopholes that primarily go to the wealthiest taxpayers and biggest corporations.
We're going to close the unproductive tax loopholes that have allowed some of the truly wealthy to avoid paying their fair share. In theory, some of those loopholes were understandable, but in practice, they sometimes made it possible for millionaires to pay nothing, while a bus driver was paying 10% of his salary, and that's crazy.
Yes, President Ronald Reagan lowered the top income tax rate from 70% to 28%. But when the deficit skyrocketed, sound familiar? He raised other taxes substantially. Nobody accused him of class warfare. How many records are there here?
It's really hard to say on any given day, but around 50,000 LPs.
Not seen through the prism of political and ideological gridlock. The tax issue looks a little different.
In a weird way, we're the classic small business.
32 years ago, Lou Prince started vintage vinyl in St. Louis.
We have, at the moment, 22 employees, 16 of whom are full-time.
There it is, Reagen.
Prince doesn't buy the Republican claim that extending the Bush tax cuts for individuals making over $200,000 will create jobs.
To me, cutting taxes to jumpstart the economy is like trying to start your car by pouring gasoline on the hood. The reason a business hires, any business, but a small business especially, is because they think there will be more business if they hire someone. And the way to create more business, the quickest and most efficient way, is to put money in the hands of people who will spend it.
Many of whom right now are selling, not spending.
I just bought a 4,000-something piece collection. That money is going in the gas tank. That money is helping to pay the rent for someone whose $20 an hour factory job has turned into a minimum wage job at a fast food restaurant.
We